What's up, PKA gang? Today is the video you've all been waiting for. That's right, we're talking the Pokemon card painting tutorial. Like how you can turn this into this. So, let's get started. Today, we're going to be using the All Night Party card as an example. In fact, this card was actually so successful that Unlisted Leaf, the #1 Pokemon YouTuber, made a video about it. Now the first step is just to tape your Pokemon card down. So all you're going to do is you're going to take your Pokemon card and just apply a little bit of tape to the back of it. Once you've got some tape on the back of your card like this, all you got to do is stick it down. I just use Post-it note size sheets, but really any paper works. And the reason that you're doing that is just to allow you to move the Pokemon card when it's wet without you touching the Pokemon card. And it also just helps keep the card flat when it gets wet with the paint. Well, now that that's done, we're ready to get started. All of my paintings are done with acrylic paint, which I find works really well. The first step is to just apply some rough colors. When I'm using light colors, I like to cover the whole card in a gray color to help color the text, because the light colors really don't do that. But if you're using dark colors, like this card, then you can just go ahead and apply the rough color match to the card. Not only does the rough color match help to cover the text, but it also makes the true color matches easier to make, because you're just going off a color that's already close. As with all painting, remember we're starting in the background and working our way towards the foreground. If you ever find yourself trying to cover a light color over top of a darker color, like this, well then try to cover it with white first. Not only does it make it easier to cover the darker color, but it also makes the color more vibrant. If you're trying to smoothly blend two colors together, then you need to do it while it's wet. If you have two coats of different colors, then make sure that you let it dry completely before trying to apply another coat, because if you don't, then you're just going to rip up the first coat. Once you're happy with a rough background, start working your way towards the sides. It's easiest if you work from the top to the sides and then do the bottom last. One really key thing is that we're just extending the card, so let the card tell you what you need to be painting. All you have to do is pick up where the original artist left off. When I'm doing my cards, I like to map out what I'm gonna do. Having a good idea from the start and planning ahead helps make it a lot easier. To do this, I usually like to use a white gel pen or a pencil and just sketch out on the card what I'm thinking. It's really easy with the paint to cover over top of that, and it doesn't leave any marks. Once you're happy with the background colors, it's time to move on to the details. This is my favorite part. Remember to take your time, because it's the details that really make the picture. Again, try your best to match what the original artist has already started. That way, you make as seamless a picture as possible. For this painting, I decided to add an extra Pokemon into the sky, just to add some more details. I chose to put a Darkrai in the sky, and since Darkrai's body is black, he kind of blends into the sky, and I just put the red and white details. Throughout the painting process, in order to make a seamless product, there's really 4 main things you need to be matching. #1 is one that we talked a lot about on my TikTok, and it's what a lot of my videos are, and that's color matching. Making sure you use the right colors is the perfect way to extend the art, and it makes it very seamless. But it's only one of 4 major parts. You also need to be matching the art style. If you're not matching the art style, well then obviously your picture's not going to match the original card. Matching the colors and the art style makes up half of it, but the other 2 are a lot more technical. You also need to be matching the perspective and the lighting. These are both pretty straightforward, but it takes a little bit of practice. Matching the perspective means making sure that things are the right size and that lines are going to the right direction. If you haven't matched the perspective properly, well then what happens is that you get a picture that looks a little bit wonky. For example, things that are closer to you are going to appear a lot larger than things that are way back in the background. And the last one is the lighting. If you know where the light source is coming for the art, then you can apply the right highlights and the right shadows to your art. If you haven't done this properly, then it kind of looks like it's been poorly photoshopped in. One of my favorite ways to fill in some extra space is to actually add brand new Pokemon. For example, in this picture, I wanted to add a shadow of a Gengar. But unlike the shadows of the other Pokemon, I wanted to make it look like the Gengar was alive, so I put red eyes and a white smile in his shadow. One of the best ways to tie your art together is to make sure that you filled in any empty space. Another way I did it in this picture is I put some stars in the night sky. Previously, it kind of just looked like a black background, but once I put the stars in, it really ties it all together. With a bit of practice, you should be able to seamlessly match the color, the art style, the perspective, and the lighting to make a perfectly seamless picture. Of course, it does take a bit of practice, so make sure that you're patient with yourself when you're first starting. With a bit of practice, it'll look something like this. Well, I hope you found today's video useful. If you have any questions on how you can improve your art, feel free to drop them in the comments below and I'll try to answer them. As always, if you enjoyed today's video, make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll catch you on the next one.